Right. Here we are again. It's Saturday. That means it's time for D&D. So, greetings everybody, and welcome to Tales of Winternacht and the Tale of Cybil's Spear, Book 3, Chapter 7, our primary actual play D&D 5e campaign. I'm Silver, and as always, I'll be your storyteller this evening. And with me are our esteemed players, Dustin, AJ, Ernie, Conrad, Saga, Jeff, and special guest, Briars. For those of you tuning in for the first time, or if you've missed a session, we'd like to encourage you to check out previous sessions, including Book 1 and Book 2 on our YouTube channel. And also like to direct you to our Discord server to join our community and interact with us. Links to both can be found in the About section of the Twitch channel. Before we begin, I want to thank Smiteworks for Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop choice, Sirenscape for our amazing ambiance, sound effects, and music, Discord for our voice and video, and Wizards of the Coast for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, the game we play. Tales of Winternacht is not sponsored by, nor are we an official representative of any of these companies, and the views and statements made during our game do not in any way represent those of the companies. With that, previously on the Tale of Cybil's Spear. Cybil's Spear, a group of 6 strangers, brought together by fate or by chance to combat various threats in the world of Winternacht before being caught in the web of an otherworldly entity known only as the Dreamer. The current journey has brought them to Torsland, the northern homeland of the barbarian Jofridir. Arriving in the port city of Riab, they met Aliona, Jofridir's beloved, who agreed to join them as they ventured to Jofridir's home of Snodeskall, 3 days' journey to the west. The party survived a blizzard and a pack of mage-hunting wolves called the Magolda, and took refuge in the small hamlet of Skeletville, befriending the giants residing there. They completed their journey to find Snodeskall devoid of life. Upon first inspection, found only the body of Herdert, an elder in the community, but in the sea caves, they found the children of the community, alive and well-fed, having been cared for by a local lighthouse caretaker named Helen. The elven woman was set to return the next day with more supplies for the children. Jofridir, Aliona, Kiesel, and Lonan headed back into the village to gather supplies, while Zedri, Alfred, and Salinas monitored the children. Didn't take long before Salinas snuck out of babysitting to talk to Matana, the leader of the children, a 16-year-old catfolk, and the child of one of Jofridir's best friends. Salinas used magic to access Matana's thoughts and memories and gather information about the attack on Snodeskall. Left with the kids, Zedri and Alfred set up a magical game of tag to attempt to identify which kids had seen magic before. The topside party split up into 3 groups. Kiesel found his way to a small house in the northeast corner of town where he discovered over a dozen bodies piled inside. Meanwhile, Lonan and Jofridir investigated the cellar of the inn and found the body of an older catfolk male there. The group met back up, and Kiesel and Lonan investigated a room on the 2nd floor of the inn and found the body of Jofridir's brother, Ivor, with his throat slit and multiple puncture wounds in his back. Jofridir took the body of his brother, went to his childhood home with Aliona in tow. There, the couple shared a few rounds of drinks with the fallen and the missing, before making their way back to the caves and the rest of the party as the sun began to set. Our tale resumes there. Here in Snodeskall, it is evening on the 58th day of Faderman, 296 years after the fall. And Jofridir and Aliona, as you make your way back across town in the fading light above, approach the sea caves. I need both of you to give me perception checks. We're going to roll dice right out of the gate this time.
No pressure. It's only the start of the session.
Ooh, that's actually great considering Jofridir has seemed very not focused on paying attention to stuff.
You don't see anything out of the ordinary as you walk back towards the rocky cliffside. Good viewpoint on the entrance, kind of having that tunnel vision of looking directly where you need to be going. You can see the Temple of Briora, or the old lighthouse, however you want to refer to it as, off to the right, up coming out of the cliffside. But beyond that, it's a pretty plain sight. Not a whole lot of places for there to be anything to catch you off guard, but both of you, with a 16 and a 22, nice rolls, both just have a sense that there's something out there. Something, you can't place it, you don't place a sound, you don't, it's just kind of that spidey senses tingling type. Hairs in the back of your neck stand up.
And this is as we're coming to the entrance down to
Yeah.
the sea caves. Yeah, Yoforder would probably stop and kind of look back out towards the rest of the village, kind of trying to see if he actually sees anything. Would he notice Alyona kind of feeling the same sort of thing? It looks like she may have froze.
She might have froze.
Ooh.
Oh, yep.
Uh-oh.
Roll me an insight.
Okay. I am amazing at those. Not
13?
half bad.
Unless she's actively trying to hide it, which I doubt she is. She can retcon me when she is able to pop back in. Let's say you pick up that both of you are kind of have a sense of something is out there. Both kind of giving an extra cursory glance around, looking back across the village, looking out for any sign of what might be giving this feeling.
And it is more just like that kind of spidey sense feeling, not that we heard something or maybe saw like a shadow move or something,
No,
anything like that.
yeah, nothing visual, no smell in the air, no sound, nothing to stand out to you as being like, okay, I saw something, or I thought I saw something out of the corner of my eye. It's just, you just have a general sense of something is out there. There's some presence in the air.
Like that feeling when you're in a huge crowd and you know someone is staring right at you, even though you're facing completely in the opposite direction.
Like, the thought that comes to me as to explaining it is like, after you find a spider in your room and you kill it, but then you just have those creepy crawly feelings
Like there's
for the
another spider
next
in here
hour that there's
somewhere.
got to be another spider. You know there's something out there, but there's no reason to believe that that's actually what's going on.
Yeah, after taking a pause at the cave entrance, seeing Alyona kind of feel the same kind of thing, I'd be like, we probably have a watch throughout the night, at least, up somewhere close to the entrance.
That would be a good idea. Something just doesn't feel right.
Feel the same thing. Like maybe us coming here stirred up something, caught something's attention, but it doesn't feel right.
Make your way into the caves.
Yeah.
All right. Uh, in the caves, picking up a couple loose ends from the end of last session. Zedri and Alfred, as you conclude your assessment of figuring out I believe I gave you roughly 5 kids that you picked up on maybe showing a little bit less surprise at the sight of the magic going on. What do you do with that information?
So, do you want to like divide and conquer? I don't exactly know the best way to do this. Like, one of us could take 3, the other could take 2.
Um, Perhaps just keeping them all together might make it all more efficient, so they could work off of each other.
Okay, like corroborate each other's stories. That should be fine. Yeah. Zedri's gonna look over like the crowd of children and try to identify those 5 faces. And I guess I'll wrangle them.
Okay. So, wrangle up the 3-year-old
that
human
male?
male, 5-year-old catfolk female, 12-year-old female elf, 10-year-old male dwarf, and the 9-year-old human male. It's not terribly difficult to corral them. As the magic starts to dissipate on your fairy fire tag, some of them lose interest, looking for something new. And you're still an attraction at this point, so
Happy to be so, I suppose, for this one situation. But yeah, Zedri will bring them back, hopefully over to, once again, that kind of like entryway that we headed in through.
okay.
Okay. But he'll also usher Alfred over.
I mean, Alfred will follow, yes.
So
Do any
the
of them start
9
a
and the
conversation?
10-year-old are kind of like exchanging punches to the shoulder. Otherwise, the other 3 are just kind of looking at you expectantly as to what's going on, why are we being separated, but not alarmed, just looking for answers. But nobody says anything, at least not initially.
So, all of you are familiar with magic, right? You've seen these sorts of things before?
And the oldest of the kids, the elven girl. I mean, you just did some.
Right, but before that, like before you met us.
I mean, there was a festival here. Oh, it was like forever ago, like 2 years maybe. They had like firework, like they did like light displays in the sky and stuff. Was some merchant came through town.
But nothing more recent than that?
Not me. She goes and looks around to the rest. Get some shrugs.
After we'll turn this entry. What do you think that we should be asking them? Um,
I guess. I was wondering if maybe you've seen any magic like this before, and Zedri's gonna go ahead and cast Flame Shield on himself. He's gonna do the Icy Shield.
Okay.
And then he'll just kind of cloak his skin a little bit in permafrost. It'll be like small areas, like splotching it until it's just like a blue kind of aura almost around him.
You guys can each roll a perception check if you're trying to see what kind of reaction they have. If you're just waiting for them to answer, we could do that too. But
take a look.
yeah, good rolls continue. Good thing you guys aren't in combat. Okay, 26 and a dirty 20. You get the same shrugs. This is the struggle of being the DM and the streamers, and I can't hide my roles over here, so I'm gonna have to use the old-fashioned kind.
But
Plus, that's way more fun. I mean, you get to hear the tickety clack. I mean, Fantasy Drowns is
pretty
great,
clack
right?
at the math
But
rock.
Like showing them.
I
You
mean, I
pick
have a
up
dice tray for a reason.
2 of them, both kind of like give their shrugs, but it's very unconvincing. That'd be the 5-year-old catfolk and the 9-year-old human.
It's okay if you've seen this before. Like you can tell us where.
The elven girl that was talking before just kind of looks at the other ones like, I don't think anybody's seen anything.
I think that maybe we're trying to obscure the truth a little bit. And in this situation, we're trying to do something with this information. So if you have, for some reason, seen any kind of magic like this, I mean, it could be arranged that you could go ahead and be the next person who's it in the game of tag.
She goes and looks at everybody again. The 3-year-old human male goes, just barely raises his hand up above his head.
Yes, go for it. You have the floor, and just looks around the CQ.
I want to be it.
Right, no, I'm sorry. I think that maybe something got lost in there. In order for you to get picked, it's kind of based on the fact that if you're withholding information like you, and Zedri will just directly point at the children, then you kind of have to come forward with it.
Like, what kind of information do I need to tell you so I can be it?
Can you ask your friends to be a little less withholding? I absolutely understand the apprehension. You all have been down here for quite a while, it seems like, and I'm sure that there's a lot of fear around here, even if you've gotten a little more accustomed to this place. We're just asking.
Just immediately, like, pinches the catfolk girl, noticing who you pointed at, just like, pinch. Carlisha, tell him what he wants to do. Wants to know so I can be it. You too, Martin. Not gonna be it?
If they share it, yeah. Martin, if you're feeling that at all.
But now I haven't seen anything.
Well, would it make y'all feel better if you guys spent some time with Cybil?
Wait, who's Cybil?
Cybil's our dog. Alfred will sort of meander back towards the mouth of the cave. Or who's left Cybil? Who? I didn't keep track in the last episode. Conrad, what have you done with my dog?
She was she was entertaining the kids the whole time. What do you mean?
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she's. I think she was with the kid. No, she was only one pet. I think she was maybe keeping guard in the mouth of the cave. is
Okay, so I was
in the tunnel a little bit.
I was correct where I was going. Um, After we'll go collect Cybil and bring her back towards our sort of sectioned off group of kids. This is our group's sort of namesake, Cybil. She helps and protects us wherever we go.
Never mind. I don't need to be it. I'll go play with the dog. 3-year-old just like toodles over to Cybil and just like no regard for how to properly deal with an animal, just like immediately grabs Cybil around the neck and hugging and then petting.
Alfred will make sure that the 3-year-old doesn't suffocate the dog or pull anything untowards.
They all just kind of generally migrate and focus their attention on the dog. Still nobody's wanting to give you any answers.
Would interjecting on this, would Kiesel and Lonan be walking back at this point, or would we have already been back in the caves?
No, you wouldn't be back quite yet. I would say Salinas and Matana would be getting back about now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
Zedry, okay, here's the deal. Who were the two who were punching each other whenever we like first gathered them up?
Martin and the dwarven child.
Right. Zedry's just gonna say, "Hey, Martin, what if we spar for the information?"
What information? I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I don't know anything. I haven't seen anything.
I don't believe that you're telling the truth. And Yofridir taught me that people in Torsland settle issues physically. So,
You're like old and stuff. I mean, that's like
right, yeah, no, I can turn into something else if it's not exactly a cup of tea.
like what do you mean? Like
I can turn into different animals.
I don't want to beat up an animal.
And what if you were an animal too? I mean, even the playing field, I could turn you into a crocodile, and I could be a crocodile too, and then we could just kind of go head to head, and whoever comes out on top.
What's
That way,
what's a
it's
crocodile?
actually fair. Oh, what about a wolf? It's
Yeah.
like lost trying to think of like what's local fun, but not like a Magaroth.
So like would it
I
be
can't
like
do
the
that.
same like strength level and stuff? So it's like a fair. I mean, like as fair as it's gonna be.
Absolutely, and Alfred can be the referee.
He looks over at the dwarven child. And he just shrugs back at him. He's like, nah, I mean, my mom said I was supposed to be nice to old people. So I don't think I probably should fight you.
If you're supposed to be nice to old people, then why do I sense the slightest bit of apprehension in what exactly you're coming forward about? You've seen that type of magic before. I don't think that we have to play pretenses anymore, Martin.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose I saw a little bit of magic during the raid.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what we're kind of getting at. So you want to expound upon that at all?
And I saw some people doing weird stuff, kind of like that. I mean, it was a little bit different, but
And what
Different
exactly
how?
did it look like?
I mean, it was like some icy type stuff, but I didn't really get a good look. You were like kind of supposed to be running for safety and all.
Was it like a shard of ice coming out? Was it multiple shards of ice?
Yeah,
Was it an
so
ice
something
wall?
like that. I mean, it was like there's like ice going across the space. Like ice doesn't like do that, so I figured it was probably magic type stuff. But
Fair assumption.
Okay, was there anything else?
no, that's pretty much all I saw.
Is he being truthful? Zidri's like just staring daggers at Martin.
Roll me an
Is
insight.
he withholding anything? This kid.
Alfred's already like turned to the next kid. He's like, "All right, that was good. Now, have you seen anything?" He's like completely believing this kid's.
Seems pretty convincing. Who's
Just like your
Alfred turning
friend
to
does.
the other one that was picked out by you guys as not being honest before? The 5-year-old catfolk. Is that where
Yes.
Alfred's focused?
I think he is. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, yeah, what, kind of like what he said. It was like this ice thing hit side of one of the houses.
Did you see like who did it? What they looked like?
And I didn't look back at him. I just saw it go flying past me and hit the side of the building. Should your dog do any tricks?
I don't think she does tricks per se.
Can I teach her tricks?
If you would like to try,
She goes, finds a stick on the ground. Just like, fetch! Throws the stick against the wall. Cybil looks and then just goes back to enjoying the petting.
there's more important things.
Comfort wins over playing a silly game with a 5-year-old.
You might want to try like teaching her tricks later. Everyone seems to be very interested in her right now.
I'll practice with her tonight or something.
Yeah, that sounds good.
It's about now Lonan and Kiesel would be getting back to the site of, here's these 5 kids gathered around Cybil with Zedri and Alfred looking like they're finishing up some form of a question and answer session. Salinas, where'd you go when you got back?
Hmm. What did Matana do when we got back?
Went down and checked on the rest of the kids.
Okay. I think Salinas had kind of stayed back. He is trying to process the information that he's gotten and is like taking some notes and trying to piece some things together. He's definitely not going back and wading back into the sea of kids.
Okay.
I don't know. We've only been out here a couple of days, but I think I'm getting sick with something.
I mean, the cold weather is going to affect you. I mean, Telluria's is not as cold as this place.
No. No, not at all.
Yeah, you might, let's hope you don't actually get sick and you don't need to rest for too long.
No, I think it's just congestion, to be honest. But if that means I can't smell what's inside the houses, then I guess it's a good trade-off.
Okay, you're lucky. And go ahead.
Which, pardon me. Speaking of houses, Zedri, I hate to pull you away from the children. I know we've left you with such an important task, but I think I have an idea to cracking the clue to this predicament that we're in.
Okay. What exactly were you thinking?
I'm gonna kind of try to
kids for this conversation.
Yeah, I'm gonna just squeeze in between Zedri and the kids and kind of have him turn his back to him. Okay, so we found some fucked up shit in the houses. There are bodies. I would wager maybe every single house in this village has at least anywhere between 1 to 20 bodies. I found a house that had exactly 12 to 18 bodies of various states of decay that were being munched on by rats. Now, if you haven't been able to find anything from, pardon me, the children, I was thinking that maybe if we could speak with the animals and speak with the rats and see at least maybe if the rats have seen anything. Worst case scenario, they're opportunistic and they came in a couple of miles outside of town. Best case scenario is that they live in the town and they saw everything that happened. Bestest case scenario, some of the villagers were turned into rats and are being forced to eat their own, which in that case we'd get some direct answers, but I don't think we can quite exactly bet on that.
Right. Giesel, I
Don't look at me like that. It's the best idea I have so far is just asking the rats if they've seen anything.
Right. Yeah. So can I be candid with you? And Zedri will like further push Kiesel away.
You can. I would want you to only be candid with me.
When I was talking with some of the snow realms, all they were doing was giving moans and groans. I don't think that all animals have the same brain functioning power that we do. So I might be able to get some thoughts, but rats are pretty instinctual.
And they're pretty intelligent as well. You can train them to pick locks.
That.
Can you?
I would look. You think it's a stupid idea or not? It doesn't matter. I think at the very least it would be worth a shot just asking the rats where the bodies came from, or maybe even how long they've been here. Like I said, worst case is that they are opportunistic and they just followed the scent of bodies. But Zedri, I'm not lying when I tell you I think maybe every single house in this village has dead bodies in it. It's not a pretty sight.
Why are they inside of the houses? Why didn't we see it earlier?
That is the question for the rats, I suppose. I'm not too sure as to why I was going with they were being kidnapped. I thought they were being kidnapped and taken away somewhere, but apparently not.
Yeah, no, that's a much worse scenario.
Kiesel, I really think you need some sleep. It's been a long day. The rats can wait till tomorrow.
Don't patronize me. We're all in this mystery knee-deep together. Maybe with the amount of bodies, it's actually waist-deep how much shit we're in.
Yes, Kiesel, the houses are filled with bodies, and the rats know the answers.
I'll just shoot Lonan a look.
So there are bodies, including, and Lonan's gonna look at the children. Let's go over here where they can't hear us.
I was just gonna ask you guys to all
thought-
give
I
me
thought- I
stealth
thought-
checks.
Wait,
Yeah.
Well, I had pushed Zedri
thought-
away from the kids,
I
but
thought-
Zedri pushed himself away from
Yeah,
me.
I wasn't in this
yeah, I
conversation
thought
because
pushed.
I was imagining Alfred was sort of like playing with the kids and keeping them sort of like
No,
away a bit.
Ronan's trying to increase the distance between us and the children as much as she
Fair.
can.
We
Okay.
so
I
Kiesel
I only entered the conversation because I thought Zedri or Kiesel had pushed them away.
Kiesel
Okay.
pulled Zedri away. Zedri pushed Kiesel further, and now we're going even further. It's just incremental.
Alright, well, all four of
Now
you
the
give
kids are in
me
between.
stealth checks, but you can have advantage because you're taking all this extra distance. Group effort
Kids
to
are
keep
still
it quiet.
playing with-
Can I commit to the sick
simple.
role play because I'm so congested? Can I make this roll a disadvantage?
You can go back to eat just regular roll.
Okay, just a regular roll.
It's gonna be like a 6.
2.
It's gonna be a 2. I am still congested from
Oh!
last week, so
Are we going? Are you doing it with advantage?
No. He self-imposed disadvantage.
so 7-point regular roll, I guess.
Oh wait, did I roll that in the tower?
Yeah.
Oops. That wasn't even intentional. I had stopped because I saw Zedri do it with advantage.
No, you each got to do it with advantage. Other than
Okay.
Kiesel. Kiesel chose to take disadvantage, so he made it a regular roll.
Okay, so mine's still 12.
I will very much hope that I get better than the 2 that I rolled.
You
Well,
got
it's
it.
better.
Y'all, what are these rolls?
Sorry, y'all.
Took all the good luck. But kind of continuing to just usher the guys away. Found dead bodies, including that of Yofredir's brother.
Well, somebody that he's related to, at least somebody with tattoos
It looked
and
enough
runes.
black.
Definitely related. I think he found somebody else that he knew too.
Yes, that was elderly catfolk who was either killed by being pushed into the cellar of the inn or was killed and then pushed into the cellar of the inn.
And what we think might be his brother was snuck up on and slit in the throat and stabbed in the back. So now we think, or maybe stabbed in that. There's
Yeah,
some.
we can't figure it out.
He was definitely caught off guard, so we think maybe it was like an ambush, or there was people already in the village who plotted against the village, and it wasn't like a straight invasion like we thought the last one was.
Right. What if they were trying to come in silently and this individual noticed them? That seems like that might be the only way to take them out.
Well,
It seems like the situation he found himself in was a bit more intimate before he was
seductive.
killed. Like, I found the dagger, and she's gonna look over at Kiesel. I gave you the dagger earlier.
Hazel presents the dagger. I think we had cleaned it.
Yeah, we cleaned it slightly.
We cleaned it on it, but we found the murder weapon in the bed,
It was under the bed.
within the vicinity of the bed.
There was a lot of blood.
A lot.
It was
And
dripping.
you cleaned it.
As
Just the
opposed,
dagger.
well, as opposed to, were we supposed to leave it bloody and frozen?
There's plenty
Where's-
of blood if you need it.
But where's Yofred here right now?
I think
There.
he's taking a moment.
they're given honors to his relative.
In a really warped way, I feel like that dagger might be part of possessions then, right?
I don't think it belonged to him. I mean, it even has a name carved into the handle.
It does.
Yeah, or it has letters carved into it.
It's like a K here and a.
And no, it's an Luvenia in Dwarvish. It's a little faint though.
Can I look at it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Kiesel presented. He'll hand it to you, blade facing him.
Properly, thank you.
Properly.
Zidri does not cut himself because Kiesel knows how to handle knives.
It's knife safety.
Okay. Luvenia.
Which, if I'm thinking of a sexy dwarf or elf lady to be an assassin, that sounds like the type of name that would go along with it. Or it could be something else. I don't know.
All right. Well. Is this a bad time to bring up that I know a high-level spellcaster was included on the attack on the village?
That's just the perfect time to bring that up, actually.
How high?
How'd you figure it out?
Powerful magic. Able to summon an elemental, and is something that about the maximum of my current capabilities for magic.
Wow. It's not good. Did the, turning back to Alfred, did the children say they saw anything? Or were they too traumatized to speak?
Yeah, at this point, Alfred's walked up from the children because they were a ways away as canon.
Also, be able to say he's heard everybody but Zedri in this conversation.
Yeah, a couple of the kids were actually forthcoming. They saw some icy type spell. It flung ice out in air. That's about what they were able to say. Which I know it's not the most, but at least it's something.
No, it's better than them not seeing anything at all. Okay. I'll kind of look back towards Lonan. Kind of leads us back to square one. Magic uses.
Yeah, no, it's Salinas, how did you say you got that information again? Please don't
I
bullshit
picked
me.
Matana's No, I picked Matana's brain.
Pardon?
You know,
Picked
I read her thoughts and memories.
Are we gonna have a conversation about this, or?
I asked her permission first.
Okay, fair enough.
Kiesel just kind of. Throws his hands up.
Alfred, did you want to take a look at this? And Zidri will hold out the dagger, blade in his hand, pommel towards Alfred.
Yeah, sure, I could take a look at it. What are we trying to decipher about it? Like, if it's magical or if it's who the user was?
I didn't notice anything necessarily magical about it, but yeah, I mean, any identifiers, it looks pretty, all things considered, basic.
Yeah, I'd be happy to take a look at it and see what I can find out.
I mean, are you able, if we brought you blood from the sea, could you do anything with that? Put it in a vial, shake it up, see what it belongs to, or is that a little too la la land?
What am I supposed to see in the blood?
I don't know.
I-
I was hoping you would be able to tell me.
Are you saying there's something in the blood?
Yeah, well, the blood
There
was in a
was a lot
person.
of blood. There was
Yeah.
a lot of blood.
You'd all start to notice that the light in the cave is dimming, as there's that ambient light that's coming in from the seaside entrance that kind of just refracts into the room, and that is starting to dissipate pretty heavily. So those of you without dark vision, it's getting pretty dark in here. And there's no guy with a big axe lighting everybody up at the moment. So
You know, on a side note, if it comes to taking watches, I think I'd elect to take the first watch. I'm not feeling too good, and I would hate to wake up in the middle of the night.
Well, what are your thoughts on just letting Frank and Oak take watch?
I mean, they can take watch, but I'd have a bad feeling that maybe whoever came through here might come back.
Well, I can also put an alarm down.
And I
So-
don't mind taking
I'll also-
watch at some point either.
Ah,
As far as the
Um.
children and the cave, I wouldn't want them back out in the village, not with how many houses were still occupied with corpses.
Agreed.
well, I mean, you found one house.
With
Mm,
18, two actually. A house and the inn.
All right, well, two.
If there's anything that I'm realizing about these kids, it's that maybe they don't exactly listen to directions, or please, or
Sounds like most children.
yes, but there's normally
well-
something that you can convince them with. I just don't know what exactly their motivators are.
Right, you can't even bribe these kids.
Well, would the, question: how accessible do you think the seaside entrance is? Should we be setting up a watch there?
I mean, I figure just set up a watch at the entrance from town, at least. Maybe have someone like set up folk near the seaside entrance.
about this
Yeah, but this-
time, Yofrider and Aliona would be sneaking their way into the caves.
Also, DM, is there anywhere that Alfred could sit down and start like looking over this dagger in a more comfortable position? It's not
Oh,
just
there's
like
some little
squatting.
rock, some rock outcroppings on the sides of the cave that you can find little seats.
Nice, nice. Alfred will go ahead and start looking it over as best he can. Take out his all-purpose tool.
When Yofir and Alyona come back in, would we hear them talking or mentioning the seaside entrance?
Everything being said, Alfred needs to give me a stealth check with advantage on the conversation. We'll see which parts you heard.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody but Firehearts. For some reason, you're not picking up their radio today.
We're just talking a lower register.
I wouldn't worry about the seaside entrance. the raiding party would have a hard enough time finding it from the outside during the day. I can't imagine during the night.
All right. Go for there.
I do agree on the watch, though. Feel there may be something out there in the town. Not sure what, just a feeling, I suppose.
Oh, I'll trust a feeling.
I'll take
Alright.
first watch.
You hear the sound of some logs being dropped down below in the main part of the chamber, and anybody who looks down will see that Matana and some of the other older kids are getting a fire set up for the night.
Oh, the kids are quite handy.
We start work early. Kind of have to survive around here.
I can go ahead and take a watch if we need another.
I can as well. I think 2 on the same would probably be a good idea. Kiesel, you mentioned you were wanting to do first watch?
I'd prefer to do first watch, but it doesn't. It's alright.
And she's still on first watch. That should be fine.
Excellent. Yes.
Well, how about Zedri, if you want to take first watch with Kiesel, or I could take first watch. That way we have someone that can see in the dark on both watches.
Made sense
I
for
mean,
me.
I can also take a watch if anyone needs a rest.
Can always have 3 shifts. We have enough people here. I can take second watch.
Salinas, you might be on the hook for a watch for once.
He gets enough beauty rest.
I think that ideally I will be doing enough to count for my watch. Alfred, do you want to set up that alarm?
Yeah. How many entrances do we have? Just one, or?
Oh, there
Just
could be
one.
hundreds, depend how far you want to travel through the cave system. No one really goes too far deep in, but 2 right here, really just this one.
Be the
Everything else
2
is deeper.
technically. But you'd have the one the way you came, and you'd have the one that goes out into the bay.
Yeah, but I don't see a whole lot of people walking on water like over here.
Fair. I'm just saying there's technically 2 entrances into the cave, so.
After we'll go ahead and knowing Yofredir's capabilities, at least knowing it's a possibility, we'll set up on both sides.
Salinas would like to is gonna accompany you.
It will hand you one section of wire and direct you over to one side of the chamber.
And yeah, we'll just make sure we put it out far enough that you're not getting woken up by kids walking past the the alarm.
I think this should be far enough. I mean, if they're walking out this far, then it probably should trip 4 of them too, so that I know that they're probably going to end up looking down. In a little bit of danger.
That's a bad thought.
All right, we'll get that set up.
Okay.
And I'm back.
When we go back up the tunnel towards the main entrance on the surface, Salinas is going to stop just a little bit after where Alfred would have set up the alarm, and close his eyes, and a figure, translucent, wearing heavy armor like a paladin of Aurora, with a shield and a long spear. But where its head would be is just kind of a curving, drooped flower. And it's just going to stand there, resolute, as Selena's casts Guardian of Faith.
And are you
Oh,
putting
it's been a
that
little
at
bit since
the
we've seen that.
which entrance?
At the one heading up to the surface.
Okay.
This one's
Well,
different
and-
from last time, isn't it?
Yes, well, we don't need a harpoon this time.
Luckily, we're not all beating each other up this time either.
Yes. So attack anything that comes from that side. I'm gonna point to anything that comes down from the outside. I'm going to instruct it to attack.
I'm looking for the Guardian of Faith spell in your character sheet, and I'm not finding it.
What happened to it?
Don't know.
I know I've cast it before.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what you used with the beasts at Swornsteed, so.
Yeah. Let me just put it back on. I don't know where it went. There it is.
You guys, well, we're getting that figured out. All right, so what's our watch order?
Me.
That's it? The whole night?
Alfred.
It's just me, yeah.
Kiesel and Alfred on first watch.
Okay.
Kiesel, the sniffles, the congestion, and the sinus drip.
And then probably Zedri and Yofrid are on the second.
And then
Sounds good.
Lonan and Selenas on the third. Alyona gets to just sleep.
I've been voluntold apparently.
We are hanging out, whether
Or
you
at
want
least-
to or not.
Or at least something that you can do that'll wake you up if something happens. Because waking you up is always the hardest part.
Now we figured it out. We just need Cybil.
There you go.
It still takes a few minutes.
We are in a sea table. We can
Um,
just throw him in the water. I'm sure he'll get up quick.
I mean, Aliona would be
No.
also be awake by that point. So if
She's the one that needs the
they'll have
least amount of
trouble-
rest as the
yeah, if
person
y'all
who's
having trouble
trans. So
waking Selenas up, she'll volunteer instead.
Um,
Hopefully
Uh,
we'll have a
Selenas-
repeat of when Percy and Selenas were on watch together.
Oh yeah. Selenas is going to also sit down and in the entrance to the caves, going to sit and cast Lehman's tiny hut to make the outside look like the
okay.
walls of the cave. So basically, we're going to set up a barricade at the door as well, so no one except the 7 of us should be able to get in and out.
It's an invisible doorway.
No, it's a very visible doorway. It looks like a big rock dome.
It's dark outside.
Hey, we turn out the lights.
While you're getting everything situated and getting things set up for the evening, the kids put together a meal from the pretty much the last of the foodstuffs that they have from Helen. Mostly it's the older kids. Ooh, Guardian of Faith got exciting. It's mostly the older kids that are putting things together. So you see Matana and the elven girl you were talking to before, a few other ones that are on the older end of things. A couple of the kids that you talked to, Zedri and Alfred, are involved, but it put together a pretty simple soup with some vegetables, no meat or anything like that, just a vegetable stew of sorts. It's passable, a little burnt. They're doing what they can with what they got, but pass around food to everybody.
The rations that we made in Skeletville of the Makarolta meat, is it preserved in like a jerky form, or is it like just like meat cube?
It's up to you on how long of preservation you wanted out of it. If it was just you're going to use it in the next couple of days, then I'd say it's probably in meat cube form. If it was you wanted it for long term, then yeah, it'd be in jerky form.
Cool.
I mean, it's also like freezing out.
It'd keep for a few days, just in base form without any problem, because of the chill.
Oh well, Zedri's gonna offer up after seeing it and all these kids. He'll kind of like call over the rest of the party and say, "Do you think it's worth it to give some of the rations that we have away? We have all of the Magarovda meat that we cooked up."
Really appreciate it.
I'd say at least maybe just you don't even need to give each a full ration, just split the meat up into what they already have. It should be okay, I think. Maybe even have something for them tomorrow.
Maybe they're a little more food motivated. And Zedri will take, with the amount of kids down here and how much I could like dice up the rations, would 3 make sense or 4?
I'd say probably 4.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, Zedri will go ahead and do that. He'll ask for help in kind of like giving it to all of the kids. He will specifically ask the party to do so, rather than calling over Matana or Martin.
All right, so did we resolve that this is in more of a cube form, that it's still cookable, or are we going with this is more in the rations format?
We'll go that it's like Magarovda spam.
Sounds
So
horrible.
It's cookable.
It's
The-
digestible.
Just
Okay.
get a couple bits for each kid, drop in their soup. That way it warms up a little bit, maybe a little softer. Something different.
You tell me what you're doing. So if you're going and handing it out individually into each kid's little dish that they have, we can do it that way. Or if you're giving it and putting it in the actual cook pot so it's made with everything else, we can do that too. So
It's
Yeah, I
Can we
think-
try it for them at least?
We did. We had it that night. No, we didn't. Never mind. Oops.
I don't
We
think
gave
have
them the rations
ingredients
again. We
to
didn't-
properly fry it.
And we got fire hearts.
They do have
Zedri's gonna take it. It would have probably have been working with those folks, like rendering it and trying to like reduce it down and then almost like stick it all together just so it's like usable and making the most of it. So probably like thin slices, like try to fire them up over the fire that they have going,
Okay.
and then like go around and deliver like the slices to all of the children.
okay.
There we go.
You get a lot of salivating faces, eyes wide, Distinct impression that they probably haven't had meat in a long time. Pretty excited little kids around. Everybody's very thankful. A few don't have much for manners, so it's just grab it and eat it. But you get more than half that give you a polite thank you before taking and gobbling down the food with everything else. This comes across, I mean, looking at what's being offered without your contribution, it's a pretty meager little meal that they have. Clearly, their foodstuffs are running low, which is to be expected if they're expecting more to show up the next day. But in general, everybody seems to be very positive on accepting your offerings. And you guys all enjoy a nice meal, and I'd say you have some time to chat amongst yourselves before you actually get to turning in and going into watch order. But that's up to you if you guys have anything to discuss. Otherwise, we'll go to watch order. I mean, like, nothing's happened in the past day, so.
Yeah. After talking about the watch order and everything, Aliona will actually take Yofredir aside for a moment. And well, if I understand wanting to protect and help out, but you can rest tonight.
I appreciate it. We're used to watches. I don't think it'll affect it too much, but
It's not just a normal day.
do we ever live normal days?
Suppose not.
Hmm.
Just want to make sure you're taking care of yourself.
Things have certainly been rough. I mean, with the amount of people I know here, between my family, closer friends, with no one being in the town, suppose it would only make sense for at least one of them to be not among the living anymore after an attack.
Right, but expecting something and it being true or different things, you can just don't want you to hold it in.
I don't know what I would do without you here on this trip. Sure, my friends are great, but obviously things are a bit different with you.
I'm glad I get to be here for you. It's been hard.
It certainly is a lot, and I suppose it's a hard thing to get used to as well. Even if you see it all your life, especially when it's people you know, but we can only hope that everyone else is going to be okay and see what tomorrow brings, I suppose.
Right.
Should get some rest as well. It's been a long day.
Oh,
Yeah, and Neofer probably would have cleared at least like a little area for the party. I know comfortable enough space, kind of somewhat near the fire. So we'd have probably our bedrolls or whatever we have laid out there.
All right.
Anyone's welcome to stay in the tiny hut as well. Salinas has to stay in there, but anyone else is also welcome.
So Salinas is on 12-hour watch.
Salinas is gonna be asleep. Uh,
I was gonna say for Lonan, what she's gonna do is once the kids are starting to settle down, she's gonna start passing out the blankets and fabric and stuff she found to any kid who might need something extra, any little one who might needs to be a little extra warm. Before she also goes to pull Yofra to your side and check in on him. I'm not gonna ask if you're alright, because that feels like a very stupid question. But how are you holding up?
All right, I suppose. It wasn't clear that was my brother. I mean,
Yo.
out of anyone of my family to find in a situation like that, it probably would have been him. So he's had a way with the local women and travelers.
You look a lot alike, so I kind of figured. I am sorry.
I suppose we all go one way or another, and I'm sure he would have rather had a weapon in his hand when he did fall, but maybe he did enjoy his last moments. You never know.
Yeah.
But
Well,
hopefully he's the last of people I know
I hope
defined
so.
like that.
I hope so too. And I hope. I know Noctal has judged him fairly. That means anything.
Thank you. It does.
Also, and don't have to deal with it tonight, but I did find a dagger up there with him.
Anything notable about it?
Does the name Luvenia mean anything to you?
Would a DM?
No.
And as we're there, did Alfred find anything new and notable about this dagger?
It is a very basic standard dagger with somebody with not the best etching skills putting in Dwarvish this name along the hilt handle, but no, there's nothing magical about it, nothing you can pick up on. Poor craftsmanship. I mean, it's not anything special.
It's 1 in a million.
But whoever did this to your brother, to the people here, let's plan on giving him hell.
I'm sure we all absolutely do.
I got your back. I know everyone here does.
I do the same.
And Lonan will give him a pat on his shoulder before walking away.
Yeah, Neofrider would go back to the fire, lay down beside Eliona, and I don't know, see if sleep comes.
Okay. Gets to the time where the rest of you are all kind of called to that same head to sleep. Obviously, Salinas is all the way down on the other end of the cave, far out of earshot of having to listen to any small children through the night. Alfred and Kiesel taking up your watch. Knowing where Salinas is at, are you guys going to just keep watch here in the chamber? Are you guys going to go out towards one of the entrances? what's the plan here?
So I think it'd probably be best if we stay towards one of the entrances at least.
Mm-hmm.
I think Salinas has down here, so maybe the front entrance.
That works for me.
The Salinas was blocking the front entrance.
Yeah.
Oh, he's blocking the front entrance.
Yeah, his hut is
Yeah.
covering the front entrance.
All right. Well, I guess we can take the back entrance here. Although I think it's unlikely that anyone's coming through here unless they can walk like deer for deer.
Nah, doubt it. Of course, what would the point be if they can just misty step past us? You know, like fuck it.
I think everyone that is out to get us can misty step past us.
I know. So.
On that note,
I wanted to ask real quick if it wasn't too much.
yeah, shoot.
If I gave you a couple gold, could you make me some goggles I could see through? Not like magic goggles, not like goggles to see through the night. I mean like leather, glass, just so I can, protect my eyes from the snow. Because I got this, and Keys will kind of pull up his like cloth bandana part, and I got the hat, but I just need the goggles, and the outfit is complete. Fashion is a game worth dying for, and I'd rather not die without it.
Right, I completely understand. But yeah. Don't worry about gold or anything. I'd be happy to whip that up for you. The
Well,
only problem is finding a lens for these.
if the gold won't be for goodwill and payment under a market economy, then the gold would be to cover for the material cost.
Well,
If we can find any, I would assume glass. It doesn't need to be refracted or anything like a refractive glass. It just, like I said, it's just very basic goggles, so I can just.
no, but it needs to be clear and without any Mars, and so you can see through it.
Yeah, I'm not even asking for it to be polarized or anything.
To be what?
Like darkened. They do have spectacles where you're from, right? I mean,
We do have spectacles.
yeah.
What are you doing to your spectacles that
You can dip them in stuff and make them darker, but still be able to see through.
interesting? You'll have to show me sometime.
Yeah, well, maybe once we get back to Six Spells, I'm hoping to not go that long without, But, yeah, this shit's fucked, isn't it? This is pretty fucked, right?
Almost as fucked as your lungs are. Maybe you should
Yeah.
quit smoking.
Quit smoking. This is the only type of warmth I can get. Are you kidding me? Please, in this frozen hellhole, smoking is going to be a luxury.
Okay, sure.
Do you have any? I don't know. I don't know why I'm struggling to make conversation with you of all people. But do you have any idea why? Where do you see this thing going? Because I'll be honest with you, finding 20 bodies pancaked together in a house was quite puzzling.
I honestly don't know what sort of steps we need to take. I mean, this is Jofridir's land, so he knows more of what he would want to do. Are we going to go on some sort of revenge trip now
I don't
to
even
find?
know. I mean, I wouldn't consider it a revenge trip. Jofridir definitely would probably most likely consider it a revenge trip. I'm more here in the mystery aspect of it. This is still, I'm here to help solve the mystery that needs at hand. The revenge part, the personal part, I haven't been personally affected by this, so Yofrida can lob off whoever's head he needs, or he feels like he needs to. But I'm much more interested in the greater story of what, who, why, and why. I think the dragon might be a red herring. I think all the reports about the dragon might even be a little bit misleading compared to what we might be facing, to be honest, but I'm not too sure about that. That part has me scratching my nose and blowing it at the same time.
You need a tissue?
I would like several. I think as soon as the snot leaves my sinus cavity, it freezes.
Alfred will hand him a handkerchief.
Kiesel will not wipe his nose. He will rip the icicles coming from his nostrils.
It's like that one episode of SpongeBob.
One of you make a perception check with advantage.
I'm more worried, honestly, Kiesel, about the kids here. Like, Cedri and I were, like, handing out whatever meat that we had from the Magordos.
Mm-hmm.
And it was honestly heartbreaking.
We are fucking chatty catty right now. We are not paying a fucking clue. We are paying zero attention.
These kids haven't eaten a good meal in forever, and I almost feel responsible for them. I feel like we need to go find something that's more substantial than what's here.
It truly is a gambit, right? Because if we're in a race, and I was telling Lone in this, we're in a situation where we're either trying. Fuck, what did I say to him? It was like 10 minutes ago, and it feels like a week. We're trying to either catch up to whoever did this or intercept them before the next attack. But no matter what, we are going to be in a cycle of chasing this whoever. I feel like we're constantly going to be behind. I would not want the kids back in the village. As better as it would be, I have a bad feeling that every able-bodied adult might either have been slain or kidnapped, and there's not a lot of evidence to suggest they were kidnapped at this point. Like I said,
Yeah.
we can go through the houses one by one. We can take all day doing that. We can take 24 hours. I don't have a good feeling about what's inside these houses, and I don't want the kids in there too. But at the same time, it's food.
Well, we need to clear out the houses eventually because we'll need somewhere to house them.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Or like I said, whoever. Oh, I dropped my fucking cigarette. Whoever was here previously, maybe they have a feeling, maybe there's something that could tip them off that there are more able-bodied people, and they could come back tonight, or tomorrow, or within the week. I don't know. This town has been properly decimated, but still, it hasn't been razed to the ground. Why?
Do you think there's spies? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just saying what I think. You know.
A hand holds out your cigarette back to you, Kiesel.
Oh, what?
A hand holds out your cigarette back to you.
Thank you. Who?
A hand?
You see Matana standing there.
Um,
Your lovely perception rolls able to just like walk up on you guys. No problem.
Yeah. Thank you.
Alfred will hold out a little light.
Oh, it's so soggy. That's gross. Thank you. Oh shit! Did you notice that?
Of course.
No, you fucking didn't.
Of course I did.
I bet you did.
So, things are pretty bad?
Yes, it's very bad. How old are you?
Like, almost 17.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking bad, kid. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Figured as much.
Yeah. Saw as much too.
But you have to be strong now because
you got-
there's a lot of kids that are behind you looking up to you.
I mean, that's what you're here for, though, right? Gonna
We're
help
definitely
out?
here to help, but you have to be strong as well.
Unfortunately, I
Well,
don't know if we're here
yeah.
to stay. Maybe our help is needed. Tracking whoever did this, we might not be able to stay as long as we'd like to build the settlement back up. Sorry, kid, but you gotta grow up fast.
What do you think I've been doing for the past month?
Love this kid.
Raiding whatever bottles you can find that's left in the village. Probably that's what I would do.
Well, now that I can get there, yeah. Speaking of that, you over here were supposed to bring me something?
Did he say what it was?
Well, Salinas promised me he was gonna use some magic book thing and send him a message to say he's gonna bring me a bottle of something to take the edge off. I gather neither of you know anything about that. All right.
No,
No,
sorry.
sorry.
We split up thoroughly. We were thoroughly split up.
Remember, I've been down here for most of the day.
Do you know where Salinas went off to? Well, maybe I'll go remind him.
He might be getting his beauty sleep. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no idea. Sorry.
Unless you want to hang out here and wait, but that might be a few hours. You
Nah,
might be better off just getting some sleep.
Conversation seems a little bit depressing. Go be depressed elsewhere.
Well, you're growing up.
If this is what growing up is, I've been sold a bad bill of goods, but you have a good evening. Thanks, I suppose.
Wait. Were you the one who got your brain picked by Salinas?
Yeah, I don't recommend it. It's not a fun experience.
I personally haven't been able to experience that, so I'll keep that in mind. Did you see anybody get kidnapped?
I didn't see. I mean, my memory of things is pretty fuzzy. He seemed to be pretty happy with what he could see.
I know.
Yeah, but
He didn't talk to you guys about everything he saw, right?
He saw. I mean, I would hope that he did, unless there's something private that he shouldn't have seen, which I would hope that he would leave that out.
Well, yeah, I would hope so. I mean, it's not like he did see anything. I'm sure.
But hypothetically, if he did see something,
that
on
whatever
the
that word
chance
is.
Definitely more syllables is difficult. If he did see something, I would hope that he would be respectful and just keep it between you and him. But I'm not going to be prying for information.
Is he a pretty respectful guy?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good. At least there's that.
Well, I would go get some sleep if I were you.
You have a good time watching nothing.
Hopefully it is.
She walks away.
I'll turn back to Alfred. How the fuck did she sneak up on us? What the fuck was that?
So, I'll look that way and you look that way.
Okay, we'll cover at least 180 degrees.
360.
In both directions, yes.
No, each individually.
On it. well, I guess for the remainder of it,
We'll sit back to back.
Yeah, back to back, just kind of like this watching.
All right, as you carry on your watch, Cedri.
Yes.
It is everybody else's option to Jeffin or stay in. It is their call, but Zedri is being called out. Let's see some Jeffining happening. Ah, Jeff, even Jeffin. And then there was one.
It's just us two.
All right. Cedri, as you take in the beginning of your long night's rest, safe from the terrors that you've found in this frozen land, you waken the next morning. Observe your friends have already woken and are preparing for the day ahead, smiles on their faces. As they pack up their belongings and enjoy their meager, simple breakfast. As you wipe the sleep from your eyes and adjust to the waking world, you notice that no one seems to be making any sense. Tug at your ears a bit, wondering if it's just you. Nothing shakes loose. Continue to talk in what sounds like gibberish. How do you react?
I think the first thing would probably be Zedri apologizing that he missed watch in the morning. Just profusely apologizing to everybody. And
you
then
get a smile
after
from
that,
Alfred in response to that. And he says a few things that you just don't understand what he's saying. Like he's speaking in some language you don't understand.
Hey, could you run that by me one more time? Sorry, didn't quite understand it the first time around. Yeah, this isn't a super fun game, Alfred. And Zidri's gonna kind of like clench his fist a little bit. He's a little anxious from it. I mean, what exactly are we doing? Because you all seem to be ready to go. What's the game plan?
And he looks over as Kiesel walks up too and just and just kind of like giving a quizzical look over at you and then looking back to Alfred as he still in this gibberish, completely foreign language. Something you've never heard them talk in before. It doesn't even hit you as being this is just something that you've ever heard before in your life. It's just completely foreign and doesn't make any sense to you.
Okay. Then yeah, Zedri's gonna say, just give me a second. I need to probably just take a seat, calm down, gather myself for a little bit. I can't understand you. There's something going on.
And both just kind of look at you strange, kind of like squinting their eyes at you, like they don't seem to understand what you're saying either.
I'm just gonna put up a finger and go off and sit down. Just try to calm down, center myself, see if I can make out anything if it becomes clearer as I close my eyes and try to focus.
It's you, like the last look you see on their face as you go to get up is they just kind of give a disappointed and confused look at you, and then as you're turning and walking away, you hear them like start all laughing amongst each other, and you just got that sting of they're laughing at me, but you're just confused at this point. It doesn't make any sense, and why would they be laughing at you? You can't control whatever's happening.
Yeah, FOMO is not the best feeling for Zedri. He's gonna just continue sitting there. He's gonna try to work past the the feelings that he's having, and just try to keep on listening. He's going to try to make out any sort of similarities in how they're speaking. Try to make sense of it.
Let's see. Investigation, I suppose. You rack your brain trying to come up with some connection between what they're saying, and it just doesn't make any sense. It's just gibberish. And as you're just struggling with this, Alfred comes walking back over to you and like just touches you on the shoulder. Gives you a look.
Zidri's just gonna wave his arms and like, I can't do this. And he's gonna walk. Are the other kids in the cave still? The sea cave?
You didn't notice them before, but as you look for them, you see a couple of them walking over around the group, and they all start joining in on. You see the rest of the group is still sharing a laugh as they look over and watch as you and Alfred are over in your corner. Continue to laugh in your direction. The kids joining in.
Ooh, yeah.
And even the laugh, it's like you could tell it's a laugh, but it's still in this gibberish as to any words that go with it.
Yeah, I think the anxious flex that he was having in his fist is now just like a tightly balled fist. And he's just running his thumb over his knuckles. But he's just gonna disengage from it all. And he's just gonna walk out the tunnel that we came down into the sea cave from to go back out to.
Go just hear this laughter echoing through the cavern behind you as you go to exit out. And as you squeeze through that opening, eyes open to the side of the sea cave above you. I need you to make a wisdom save. Nice. You calm yourself down. It's still like the dream still has its kind of claws sunk into you, but not to the point that you're like afraid, just slightly disturbed at what has gone on. And I will send you something, DMs. Oh. Send something in DMs, that really in a bad way. Okay. That's fine. We're done. All right, give me a moment.
Hear you.
Oh, I pressed the mute button instead of
Okay.
Ah.
Zedry's not dead. He's just possessed by whatever demon killed everybody here, you know?
Yeah, we actually have to roll new
Ah.
characters. That's the second half of the break is rolling new characters.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. So sorry.
The
Alright.
skull burned into his hand. You know, he's coming back and haunting Snodeskall. You know, if you can't take down Zedry, you take down his friends. Can't take down his friends, you take down his friend's family.
Okay.
Neo, bro.
Yofridir. Everybody jeffing but Yofridir.
Ooh.
Go.
Oh no. It's happening again.
Or everybody has the option to jeffen but Yofridir. That's all up to you.
It's
Ooh,
just
more.
nightmares, you know. Once you've killed several hundred people, it happens every now and then.
It's just normal shit at this point, right? We'll see if I can manage to pull this off without exiting the chat in the middle of it. Okay.
Doesn't look like anybody else can hear. Except maybe Kiesel. I think he's not done.
Well, there's some mutes versus
Yeah, but
Jeffens,
Selena's and
so-
Dustin both.
But
have
Selena's
their
got his-
headsets off. Yeah.
So, okay. Yofridir. Being put on second watch, Aliona's comments in your mind about needing to rest, but rest is hard to find. You struggle to fall asleep, despite being used to all the trials and tribulations that go with your people and your lifestyle. The image of your brother's face is just burned into your mind and just makes it hard to drift off to sleep. But eventually, exhaustion wins and you drift off. But escape is not that easy. Feel soft spring breeze blowing over your face. Warm, fresh smell of the grasses of the plains that you call home. Subtle scent of your mother's cooking wafting across. Give a sniff to the air. It's quickly followed by the voices of your family. Father shouting to Herder some simple joke before they part ways. Full-on dad joke. Not a good joke of any sort. Just the stuff you would expect out of the not the best sense of humor, but a good leader. Your mother calls to everyone to dinner. Your brother and sister arguing over whose turn it is to clean the dishes. While simple, it provides a sense of peace and calm to your soul. Pluck a blade of grass from near you, blow a whistle through it, as you continue to rest on the hillside. You hear Maurice arguing with his wife, Roshana, over whether she'll let him go to Riyadh with you next week for your semi-regular visits to Aliona. Calm and relaxing atmosphere is cracked with the smell of smoke. Fire. Somewhere nearby. Not a cooking fire. Something that shouldn't be is burning. The smell is accompanied by screams and pleas for help. Jump to your feet, grabbing your trusty axe, and run off into the village towards the source of the screams. Running as fast as your feet can take you, but it seems like the village just remains out of reach with every step, like you're never getting any closer, like you'll never get closer. And then you're there, in the village, hearing the panicked pleas for help from everyone you love. You pick your way through the streets, making every turn with precision to keep your footing, and finally arrive at the entrance to the inn, engulfed in flames. A sense of panic flooding your body as you think of that near-death experience you had on that raid not so long ago. You hesitate, only for a moment, but gather your courage and begin swinging your axe at the door. Chop, 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 chopping away at the door to the inn, each swing chipping away at the sturdy rosewood as splinters fly in every direction. You chop, as the pleas continue, turning to cries of pain. Your sister's hand thrusts through the hole that you've opened in this door as she reaches for you, pleading for your help. Just then a beam falls from the roof out in front, forcing you to jump back and out of the way. As you land on your back, looking up, you awaken to the sight of the cave ceiling above you. Your companions around you. Everyone safe. Need you to make me a wisdom save.
Could I also say, instead of him still being laying down, could he have, like, stood up in his sleep with his weapon and, like, when he comes awake, he'd be, like, standing in front of the fire pit that they're nearby, and his echo would be, like, summoned across from him on the other side?
Alright. I'm game for that. Nice nat 1, by the way.
Always amazing.
With a nat 1, you are completely under the frightened condition as a result of this nightmare. The frightened condition will eventually lapse, but you will not be able to complete your long rest tonight. You will be awakened for the rest of the night.
Makes sense. And anyone that would see him, he'd have, like, a very, like, death grip on his axe, but he'd only be holding it, like, to his side with one hand. But he'd probably be drenched in sweat too. So.
Oops, I'm still in Dwarvish. I can't change my screen. There we go. Is Cedric back? You can read Dwarvish? Okay, good. Zedri, as you awaken, look over and you see Jofridir standing in front of the fire. Axe in hand, his echo on the opposite side of the fire, just staring intently towards the flames.
Zidri's immediately gonna get up and, like, put his hands up just defensively and kind of walk around. I guess if they're countering each other, like, around one of the other sides. Is everything okay, Euphonia?
Before you respond, just a second.
Oh.
Let you read through that before you respond, Jeff. Okay.
He'll kind of flinch, kind of noticing Zedri approaching and be like, maybe a dream? I'm not sure. Maybe just saying things, stress. I think I'm gonna sit by the water. And he'll just kind of walk off without saying much, and his echo will just kind of dissipate in front of the fire.
Zidri will just stand there, try to kind of, like, parse through everything that Euphoria just said, and just, like, tapping the front of his head. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna do the watch. And Zidri will go off to relieve the other two, Kiesel and Alfred.
So, Jofridir, you're going down to the water? Is that what you said?
Yeah, kind of closer in the area of the boats.
Okay.
Somewhere he
So
can
you'd
probably
actually be going
see
past
his
where
boat.
Kiesel and Alfred are, so...
Yeah. They'd probably be having whatever little chit-chat, and Yoker would just walk right past. Probably still half dressed, honestly. Like he wouldn't have put anything else on, so he'd be shirtless still.
We gotta get an
All right.
Ernie.
I got it.
Go for it.
Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo.
All right.
Since Ernie didn't hear,
Alfred
yeah.
and Kiesel sitting on watch with your horrible perception that's been going on down there.
Oh fuck, dude!
You just Yofir comes walking right past you.
Was that Yofir?
It wasn't the kids. Does Yofir look weird, or can we not even clock him at that? We just see like him just whoosh.
No, he doesn't like go fast. Just walking.
I mean, a little bit quick walk, I suppose, but he's half dressed, carrying his axe in one hand by his side. Not like in a threatening way or anything, just, yeah, drenched in sweat. If you would notice something like that, it's a little dark, but.
I mean, we noticed Yofir walking by, so I guess it'd be. Hey, wait.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Get up and try and match his pace. Is everything all right?
He'll kind of stop in his tracks and just be like,
Oh, you're drenched. Are you okay?
just a bad dream, I suppose. Just wanna find a place to sit near the water.
Okay. Well,
Bad dreams? What's going on?
And then
You guys
somewhere,
would be realizing that it is about time for you guys to be swapping out watch too. So
and probably somewhere along the path, probably where he stops, he'll kind of just set his axe off on the side, like leaning against something. But he wouldn't go super far either. But he'll probably just find somewhere to sit down for a bit.
Okay.
Maybe hang his feet in the water. Or bouncing off the water, I suppose.
Dun, 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 dun.
well, I think you have the option to choose whether or not you go beneath.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
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 Okay, well, if you want to talk about it later or in the morning, just let me know. I guess it's time to head off to bed, Kiesel.
Yeah, I think so. And if you see anything, tell us first before you go lobbing heads off. Not that I can blame you for wanting to lob anyone's head off.
Kind of just give a slow nod, but as y'all guys start to walk off, your will be like, Cecil, how many did you find?
Approximately, or
Rough number, I suppose.
like almost 20, like 18.
You'll see him trying to look away for a second, like he's thinking for a second, and be like, guess with the chances of that and the population here, finding 2 people I know no longer, shouldn't have any more dead relatives. Well,
I don't know, man. That's your gambit.
what we found so far, a little over 150 people still missing.
Oh, jeez. All right, well. One of the eldest snuck up on us. She said she didn't see anybody get taken or kidnapped or anything like that, so.
I'm trying to give a slight grin at the mention of Matana and be like, she does take quite well off of her father, from her father.
Yeah, no, she was very good at sneaking up on us. We were quite alert. I don't know if anything could have snuck up on us besides her.
Well, if anything happens, we'll wait you.
No, we'll let the others know, so we can switch.
The others are Cedric and Gopherdier.
We're up. We're good.
We'll let Zedri know since you already have.
You two get back over to the campfire where everybody's bedrolls are set up. You would see Zedri's awake. What's Zedri doing after Yoferdir walks away?
Zedri's just kind of like standing there. And he's just kind of watching the conversation for a bit. But they'll just see Zedri kind of like standing there, and as they walk, I guess, closer towards the campfire, he'll go and meet them halfway.
Oh, good, you're up.
Yes.
Well, it's your turn for watch.
Yes, it is.
Did you see Yoferdir by any chance?
I looked at him. Yeah.
Okay, cool, good. He seems a bit troubled right now. I mean, understandably, but I think he's not able to get any good sleep.
Zedri's eyes are kind of just like darting around as Alfred's talking, and I was like, "You need me to check in with him?"
I think that'd be good. Are you okay?
I am okay. Yes. I'm gonna go with Yofred. You go to sleep. Have a good night. And Zidru will just like walk past. It's big enough he doesn't have to like brush past them or anything, so he'll like go around them.
Yeah.
Um,
Can I insight check Sentry?
Yeah.
God, dude, honey, time for your monthly insight check on Zedri. Yes,
So-
dear.
All right. Bye, Zedri.
Just so everybody knows, HA's roll is going to go through on stream because I can't make tower rolls good disappear. So if you have a dice, just roll it on your own if you want, AJ. But if you think you can beat a 24,
sure.
Dude, that's almost a max roll too.
What's your bonus?
+5.
Oh no.
actually just roll a straight D20
Plus
and
3.
add the modifier for whatever it is. Just don't drag the roll. Then it won't say what it is.
So do a roll and
Yeah,
then
just
add my modifier.
Type in the modifier in the corner. Or you can just add it yourself, but you could type it in the corner and then it won't say what type of roll you rolled. So that makes sense.
So you can see
Right.
if you clock him,
Oh.
but it won't say if it's a deception or
Yeah.
persuasion. I see what you're doing.
Oh, boy.
Yep,
Holy
that
crap.
tracks.
Wild.
So, Cedric, deception or persuasion?
Does it matter?
Well, as I describe what he picks up on, yes, it does.
Yeah, no, he was definitely trying to just play down everything.
Okay.
So deceptive.
Yeah. So, Case will easily pick up on the 19 versus the 2, let alone the +5 versus +1. Zedri's not being upfront at all with this.
Then once he brushes past Alfred, I'm going to go for like the 5-yard interception. I'm not going to block his way, but I'm going to catch Zedri. And I'm just going to be like, hey man, what the fuck is going on?
There's like
you are not cool right now.
slow down with the talking. Hey man,
Is everything good? I'm sorry. I'm not feeling good. I'm a little congested. But what's going on?
Yeah, I'm sorry. And Zidra just nods.
Is everything okay? Because I don't think
No,
you
no.
told.
Stop. I'm. Give me a second
Mm-hmm.
to listen to what you're saying.
Okay.
Okay.
Not good.
Yes.
Keys will shake his head, like almost trying to lead Zedri. Does he look like he needs help? Does he look like he's like stunned? Does he got hit with like the 2-hit stunner and he's just kind of like stars in his eyes?
I'd
Clocked you
say
for being weird,
no.
but you're being weird.
It's more just what you're picking up verbal. You're not really seeing any. A
Okay.
little bit of confusion on his face, I would say, probably.
Okay. I'll just kind of like nod with this is Edgery. Okay, good. Confused.
This is so much easier. You're not. Yes.
Not. Are you good?
Fine, thank you.
Fine. You worried
Yes.
about
Because if you start talking at length again, it's just gonna happen again, and
what
keep
happened?
going slow.
Yes. Happened. What happened?
Okay, now now it's
Well,
on the opposite side of the spectrum. You don't have to speak that broken.
oh no, I'm just trying to follow your pace. I'm not trying to be instigating. Antagonistic?
Oh, stop.
Okay. I don't want to be the bad guy. I'm just trying to help.
Okay. I
Mhm.
had a dream, and everybody was laughing at me.
Mhm.
And you weren't making sense.
Am I
But
making sense now?
yes,
Okay.
Yofridi walked to the fire and was standing there with his echo, and then wanted to go to the water. And
He's
I
at the water.
don't know why.
Me
Yes,
neither.
he is over by the water.
Yes. Are you still confused?
When you talk at length, yeah, a little bit.
Okay. More than normal, because I can be stupid.
That's a
Okay.
fine. Yes, be stupid, and I can
No,
probably follow along a little bit easier.
no, like more than I'm usually because I can be stupid.
You are stupid?
We'll get there. Okay, so but okay. Was were the how do I dreamer in the dream? Speaker in the dream.
I just saw all of you,
Mm-hmm.
and then the kids started laughing too.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty shitty all around.
Yeah. It's like having a dream when you're in your underwear.
What were they laughing about?
Me? You, I couldn't, uh, I couldn't make sense of what you were saying. I still
Did-
can't, I think.
Did some
Kiesel,
Oh no.
Okay, so maybe he just needs a minute. Go, take your watch, Cedric, and maybe it'll be a little bit better.
I'll take my watch. And Zidru will, like, walk off, still, like, unable to make direct eye contact with either of them. Just like trying to, whenever you think of like reading something, and you kind of have to like move your eyes from left to right, like that's what he's been doing.
I'll
He's
turn
so-
to Alfred. Feeble-minded, maybe.
Sometimes when you get a little overwhelmed, it's just hard to process a lot of new things. It seems like he's got a lot on his mind. So you're very animated when you talk, and that can be a little much at times.
Yeah, but that was weird. That wasn't like post-traumatic stress. That was like weird. That was like under the influence of something weird. You know what I mean? He didn't make eye contact with either of us. And that's not like Zedri.
Well, usually eye contact or lack thereof is a subject of uncertainty.
Yeah, but of all people, why would Zedri be the one who's uncertain? Unless, I mean, I'm glad he's dreaming, but I don't like that. He has a weird
Yeah.
dream. Everyone's laughing at him. He can't. He wakes up. He's like dazed. Can't make contact. He's confused.
I figure I was streaming as well.
I don't like this at all.
Are we all going to have a horrible dream tonight?
Well, it depends. Do we want to see each other on the other side, or do we not want to sleep at all?
I think I like sleeping.
I do, but I don't like whatever the fuck either of them are under.
Well, good night and sweet dreams.
Good luck.
Alfred's gonna find a spot over by Cybil, wherever she's curled up, and lay out his sleeping roll.
Kiesel will find a corner. There's a campfire in here, and no.
Yeah.
Smoke inhalation is not good for the kids. There is. Never mind. I'm gonna sit next to the smoldering fire. I'm not going to sleep. I will take the exhaustion hit, but I don't think Kiesel would allow himself to go to sleep.
Okay.
Oh no, the nonchalant okay from the DM.
It's
You
you know what
make
the
your bed
detriment
and you
is.
don't
If you
forget
want to
to
not
lie in
sleep,
it.
that's your call.
Oh, jeez. You know, actually, now that you say that,
I'll look
Yo,
at the
that's-
consequences of my actions.
I'm the one who's acting weird, bro.
All right, Cedri, do you go down to where Yofridir's at, or do you keep to yourself?
No, I'll go down to where Yofridir is. It's not too far past where Kiesel and Alfred were set up, correct?
It's out of sight from where they were, but it's not terribly far.
Okay. Yeah, then Zedri will just sit down by the water by Yofridir, noting that his axe has been set down as well.
One of you guys want to give me a perception roll with advantage?
Mine's not terrible.
Up to you. I don't mind.
I'll go for it. Let's see what stressed Yofridir can do.
Dirty 20? More than doubles the last team, so.
On the one roll.
You guys pick up or nice sound of waves out in the ocean hitting the rocks that Yofridir, you would know, make up the 2 points that go out to enclose the bay. Soothing. It's a nice place for Yofridir to go. Soothing sound of the waves. Generally pretty quiet. Notice kids throughout your watch, you'll notice kids get up here or there, um, go find their way to a bucket in a corner for midnight potty breaks. But aside from that, it's pretty quiet. You guys are left to yourselves and to keep each other awake and entertained. You're quiet.
You're muted.
I was. I sure was. Yeah, after sitting for a few minutes quietly, if Zedri wouldn't say anything, Gilfrida would probably just speak up, be like, "Would you like to come to the Temple of Briora with me tomorrow?"
I'll go.
Well, it's not far. It's the old lighthouse, really.
The lighthouse. Okay. Yeah. Is it on that little island?
No, the one outside the cave entrance. Near
Oh,
the town.
okay. Are you okay? I'm sure that you've been asked multiple times, but
We can't dream, right?
I just dreamed.
I think I did too.
Dreams are pretty bad. Did something happen in yours?
Seems any dream we have managed to have doesn't go great. You're probably better at math than me.
Hey, Yofred, can you speak to me in like really simple terms? Like every sentence that you say, just break it into like 3 words. I'm I'm struggling and I don't know why. And I appreciate you not laughing at me, but I need you to help me make sense of it.
You feeling okay?
Mostly.
What was your dream?
I was in the cave. We woke up. Uh, you all laughed at me. Um, you were speaking in a language that I don't know. I guess it was funny. You were laughing, and then the kids joined in.
That doesn't make much sense. I don't see any reason any of us would laugh at you.
True. Neither do I. What was yours?
My sister, trapped in the tavern, on fire.
Did it really happen?
No, any fire of the tavern burning.
I'm sorry. Um, I can try to look into um, avoiding sleep. We can deal with the bad stuff later.
I don't think either of us will sleep easy tonight, anyways.
feel like I understand you well. Thank you.
You've always been good to me, Zedry. Thank you.
You're welcome. Why water? And Zedry will just point at the large body of water.
When I was younger and I would get angry, Mother would tell me go dip in the cold water. Helps clear your head. I'm more worried about being cold than whatever else is going on.
So, you're going to swim?
I dipped in a little bit, and you can see that he's pretty much wet from the waist down, but he's just sitting there on the side.
Okay. I can warm you if need be. There's a fire too.
I'll be alright. I'm scared,
Zedry will just.
Zedry.
Why?
Not sure what else we will find.
We found kids down here. They found bodies up there. Most things are around.
I hope we're able to find everyone else. I mean,
Yes.
I know it won't be everyone.
Most people. Sounds good.
There's at least 150 unaccounted for.
Do I need to make a list?
I think that would be too big of a list.
Then we
Okay.
will try our best.
As we always do. Take it as it comes.
The drill, I guess, like scoot closer to the water's edge, but he's not gonna get in. Not crazy like that.
I'll be cold enough just sitting there.
But yeah, he'll just sit at the edge and occasionally, like head on a swivel, just look over like everything. But he'll do watch with Yoferdu like we were supposed to.
Geoffrey get in? Like fully get in?
No, he had dipped in a little bit before Zedry
Okay.
showed up, so he's just sitting there, listening, trying to see whatever he can see. It's dark.
Yeah, it's a clear sky, so looking out across the water, it's fairly well illuminated outside with moonlight. But it's pretty quiet, pretty calm and tranquil. It's a peaceful couple of hours that you pass with, like I said, about the only things that really disturb you at any point in time is you'll notice as you're keeping a head on a swivel, you notice, a kid get up and or move around a little bit, maybe push another kid a little bit out of the way because they're crazy legs. But while you're on watch, Salinas. Everybody else want a Jeffin if they so choose.
Boy. Oh. Thought it'd be interesting.
Salinas, as you settle down in the hut, alone, you're the most comfortable temperature-wise of anybody, but it's still a little bit discomforting being alone. You find yourself giving in to the layers of exhaustion and tired eyes, drifting off to pleasant memories of the circus. Do you feel 5 years younger, 10 years younger almost? Teenager, young, carefree, sitting on a felled log just outside the caravan's camp, doing your best to practice your instrument, which is still a struggle at this age. Watching some of the stronger members of the caravan setting up the tents for the night's performance. A tickle of exhilaration rushing through you as you watch one of the shirtless centaurs setting up one of the tent poles. That exhilaration turns to a bit of embarrassment and anxiety as he looks your way, catching your eyes staring at him. As you attempt to look away sheepishly, just hoping upon hope that he doesn't come over here. The clop of his hooves tells you your hopes are misplaced. As you glance up to see him looking down at you, sweat glistening on his muscled chest, quickly attempt to formulate any form of greeting, anything at all to go and try and distract, explain anything to make this discomfort go away, make some justification for the staring, but the words just like stop in your throat. As you try to speak and just say anything, nothing comes out, just silence. You impulsively grab at your throat, grab at your mouth, find you have no voice, you have no mouth. As you look up at this centaur pleading for help, he just laughs in your direction before turning and galloping off. Fingers tearing at where your mouth should be, trying to free your voice, trying to scream, to speak, to even whisper. Nothing comes. And as you just try upon try to try and force a scream out through this closed mouth, you awaken to the sight, looking out the entrance of the cave, alone in the hut. Need you to make a wisdom save.
God. Do I have advantage on this?
No, it is not a magical effect.
Okay.
It's just whether the dream frightens you or not. Boy.
Oh God! Oh no!
All right, so
I used my inspiration too.
With a 6, as you awaken, you are just completely still in a state of fright from this nightmare, as it just grips you. You are under the frightened condition, and will remain under the frightened condition for the rest of the evening. Because you are under the frightened condition, without some sort of artificial help, there's no way you will be able to return to sleep tonight. You are kept awake by this fear of what you have just gone through in your dream. Not the dream you wanted to go back to, when freeing your ability to get back to your dreams. So you do not gain the benefits of a long rest tonight, and you will have a level of exhaustion going into the next day. In addition, I'm going to send you something. So the first thing is to kind of guide you on how to play this. And the second thing is the mechanical element of it, and the third thing is just saying that this will all dissipate upon your next long rest.
Salinas, small puff of smoke, and Salinas summons Galfrank.
Okay.
Do I see this? I'm sorry. I figured.
No, he's way down at
Kiesel's-
the end of the cave.
He's way down, so I don't. Even though I'm staying awake, I don't see this at all.
No. He's past all the traps that you guys bypassed to get in here, because he's at the entrance to the cave.
Okay. Okay.
And he's also kind of hidden in an opaque dome that can't be seen through.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Salinas is just going to take Galfrank in his arms like a teddy bear, and just kind of curl up and lay back down on the cot and not go back to sleep.
Okay.
But just quietly, ever so quietly, because that's what he has to do, sob in a rare moment of discomposure, just deeply, viscerally cry. And not pray, because this isn't a like pleasant, like honoring of a goddess, but just where are you? Like, why have you forsaken me? Why can't I get answers? And yeah, just press his face into the fluffy, long black fur of his cat, and only time where he'd allow himself to do this, cry.
Okay. Switch to Aliona.
Oh, Aliona's getting a dream?
Yep.
Oh. Ah!
Everybody
Okay,
gets to
I'll jump
play.
Woohoo!
Good luck.
I'm terrified.
Alright, you all good? Looks like it. Alright. Aliona, as you enter your trance, you've gone through a couple hours of your trance, just in that general meditative state. I always envisioned the trance as being, it's a dreamlike state, just that's something that you could more easily enter and more easily snap out of if need be.
Yeah.
But that not you're devoid of dreams because you don't actually fall asleep type deal.
Right.
So settle in, resting comfortably despite the horrors of the day, despite your general discomfort over not feeling that Jofredir is being 100% in touch with his emotions here, which is not uncharacteristic, of course,
Right.
but still, it's been a trying day for everybody, and especially for him. But as you flow into a deep trance, you open your eyes, find darkness, pitch black darkness, nothingness. You can see in darkness. You have that ability. You've never seen pitch black darkness other than when you close your eyes. You've opened your eyes. Why? It's just confusing. It's discomforting. It's everything around you. It's just pitch black. You can't see anybody. You can't see anything. panic starts to set in. As the only reasonable conclusion is that you've gone blind, that your eyes no longer function. As you call out for help, call out for Yofredir, call out for any of the other people you expect to be around you, nothing comes back. You can hear yourself. There's no fear that you've lost the ability to speak, but as you call for help, no answer comes. You are alone in the dark. There's no one here to protect you. No one here to help you, to save you. You are completely defenseless, helpless even. And you hear it. It's almost inaudible at first, but it grows. Whispers. Trying to make the sound effect going. I'm not sure that it's actually going.
Oh.
There they go. Hear these whispers just in the back of your head growing louder, louder, creepy, maniacal whispers. Don't make sense. Some language you don't understand. It's the only thing. You can't see anything. There's nothing out there but the dark and these whispers.
Do they feel like they're coming from any sort of direction, or like, do they feel like they're in my head?
Give me an investigation. You can't really place it. It's not that you don't conclude that they are external or internal. Logic tells you that they can't be internal. They have to be external.
Mm-hmm.
But before you can, as you focus your mind on trying to make sense of things, you bring yourself out of your trance and awaken, eyes open to the sight of the stone cave around you, the fire flickering in front of you. Things are fuzzy, out of focus at first, but everybody is where they should be. Everybody appears to be safe. No sign of Yofredir, which leads you to believe that it must be his watch is the immediate resolution in your mind. The only person you see that appears to be awake is Kiesel, sitting by the fire, keeping watch. I need you to make me a wisdom save. All right. With an 8, you are in the frightened condition from what you have just experienced in your dream. You'll remain in the frightened condition for the rest of the evening, basically, unless something else were to affect it, but generally that'll be the length of it. prevents you from being able to return to your trance, that you are just so shaken that you cannot, put those thoughts out of your head enough to be able to meditate. Thankfully for you, because you don't require very much time, you actually already have your long rest has been completed at this point before this kicks in. So you will not suffer a level of exhaustion as opposed to what those normal folks would get. In addition, I'm going to send you a DM with some additional stuff to go with things.
Okay.
But, yes, you are awake, out of your trance. The only awake individual that you can see is Kiesel by the fire. No sign of anybody else.
She wakes
Anybody
up.
else that's awake, sorry.
Yeah. We'll call over to Kiesel. Yeah. Do you know where Gilfredir is?
I'll like snap to attention like almost immediately to her, and maybe not coming as hard as I did to Zedri on this situation. I'm definitely going to take it a little bit more easier. By the water on his watch.
Okay,
He
thank
left-
you. She'll immediately start to leave. I don't know if you catch her or not.
You head off in the direction Kiesel directs you to. You quickly find Zedri and Jofridir sitting by the water. Jofridir with his water up past his calves, sitting next to the side of it. Pretty quiet. Not a whole lot of conversation going on, as you can tell that they're nearing the end of their rest, or their watch.
Okay, and she'll call out for him.
Jofridir's still jeffing.
Yeah.
Aliona has called out for you as she's approached you and Zedri, Jofridir.
Oh, she's approaching very quickly. She's does not look
Nonchalant. It's definitely very much on a mission.
You're.
I was. Yeah, Yofer would, as soon as he hears Aliana, he would quickly get up and start walking towards her. A bit rushed,
Yeah,
concerned.
she's just gotta meet him, just kind of put her arms around him and bury her face in his chest.
What happened?
Just a dream. I just need to know you're okay.
I'm okay.
Okay.
Seems everyone's had a dream, even those of us who don't normally.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but we will figure it out. I know that much.
Okay.
In the morning, once everyone is awake, we all need to talk about what our dreams were. Seems we've all seen something different, but nothing good. There's got to be something, a clue somewhere, or I don't know.
I don't want to go back to sleep.
I will stay with you. We don't have to sleep. I don't think I'll sleep either.
have one?
I did. About my sister. But nothing that happened in the dream has happened so far. Wouldn't make sense if it did happen that way, but
Good sign. Suppose.
was yours about me?
Oh, I woke up and I was blind. Never not been able to see, and it was dark and heard these whispers. No one was there. You were gone. I was scared.
I will never let anything happen to you. But I do fear whatever may have been following us around may still be around and be affecting everyone else around us.
I think the children all right.
I hope so. They seem to be alright. I'll try to just be looking over the group of kids quietly.
Yeah, do the kids look like they're having dreams? Do they look like they're restless or having nightmares?
No screams from them in the middle of the night.
So you guys are all down. The three of you are down by the water,
yeah.
so you're not
Yeah,
in viewpoint of the kids.
I would look in that direction where the
Yeah,
kids
I guess
are.
Yeah, you'd
not
have to go back
at the
up
kids.
into the cavern to be able to see where the kids are.
Yeah, he would just look back down the path then.
All right. Lonan. You guessed right.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted Jeff and but Lonan.
Mm. I'm ready.
All right. Cue dream music.
Oh, the creepy dream music that I've been enjoying this entire time without context.
All right. Lonan, been resting for a while. It's been a rough day. You've had rough days. You can sympathize with everything that Jofridir is dealing with. Lost parents, dealing with the unknown situation of Arlo, loss of your sister-in-law. You know loss. And although it's not a pleasant thought, you also are very adept at this point at coping with it, to the point that it keeps it from going and keeping you from getting your rest. You know you have to get your rest. So, sleep comes. Not easy, but eventually slumber sets in, knowing that you'll have last watch of the day, of the night, settle in, drift off, awaken to find yourself in a cavern. Not very different from the cave you guys are all went to sleep in, but not the same. Definitely doesn't feel foreign. Feels familiar. As you step through the cavern, looking about you, taking in your surroundings, looking for something, but you can't quite grasp what. You see a large hole ahead of you. When I say large, I mean large enough you could fit a small house in. As you step closer to this chasm, there's a faint blue glow radiating from it. It just draws you in, draws you towards it. And something in your mind tells you to stop, to not get closer. But it's foreign. You don't feel like you can trust the voice in your head telling you not to go closer. It comes as almost a whisper. You can't tell whether it's inside your head or outside of your head. Just repeating phrases that you don't understand. You know a lot of languages and cannot place these languages going through your head. It's whispers in female voices, male voices bouncing around in your head. Do you heed and stop, or do you press forward closer to the chasm?
Feeling, because the voices feel foreign to her, and she can't understand them, she's going to kind of keep pressing forward, at least until she's at the edge of the cavern and looks down into the glowing blue light.
As you push through these whispers in your head, beckoning you to stop, they get louder and louder, echoing in your head, almost deafening as you reach the edge. They stop for a moment. And what was before was whispers suddenly turned to just a shrill scream ringing through your ears. And you feel just like your ears are bleeding, that just disorienting as you lose your balance, fall over the edge into this abyss, this blue light emanating from so far off distance below. As you tumble head over heels, falling, seems like an endless period. 4. You open your eyes, look to see cavern above you. A few of your friends sleeping around you, the children sleeping. You're back in the sea caves, back in safety. I need you to make me a wisdom save.
Wisdom saving throw.
Alright, with an 11, you feel this sense of fear, but you're able to push past it, shake it off. You're not under any sort of adverse effects. If you wanted to, you could go back to sleep without too much effort. But you kind of get the sense that maybe this is the time to wake up. Send you a DM with a few things.
Okay. Yeah, she's gonna just push herself up and stretch her arms out.
You see Kiesel sitting over by the fire. Alfred's sleeping. No sign of Zedri, Jofredir, Aliona, Salinas. Cybil's curled up next to Alfred. The children are kind of just scattered and all over the place, but all appear to be mostly resting.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I think we got to everybody.
Yeah.
That's
Loaded.
Lanus.
Well, he's at the end of the cave.
He is going to be straight suffering till the morning.
Lonan is going to let out a yawn and go to like push herself up onto her feet and is almost immediately going to fall back onto her ass.
At this point, Kiesel would get up and kind of like meet her halfway. I'd you know, you as well.
Me as well?
Yes, you.
I don't follow Kiesel.
Did you have some weird shit happen to you when you were asleep too?
I mean, I had a nightmare, but it
Ugh,
wasn't
but
anything out of the ordinary.
Nothing to shake you in your britches, nothing like that, right?
I mean, and she's gonna try and like push herself back up and is just gonna fall over again. Just
No,
Feel-
it's okay. It's okay. Just stay down. Just don't push it.
are you
Well-
okay? Have you slept yet?
No.
You should sleep.
No. Coming back from the first watch, Jofredir left in a sweat. Zedri was almost incomprehensibly slower. I had to speak slower, but he wasn't making any eye contact. Before you awoke, Aliana woke up, and she was completely unreasonably frightened, ran outside to find Jofredir, and now you've woken up. So I don't know if everybody is just having the heebie-jeebies all in one night, or if there's some sort of some sort of bad force going on. That's really fucking with everybody.
I mean, it was just a nightmare. Yeah, it was creepy, as they always are, but
Mm. Okay. But you don't feel compelled to sweat or to not make eye contact or to run out of the cave in a hurry.
Nope, none of that.
Okay. Malevolent. It was on the tip of my tongue. Malevolent force. There's no
Alright.
malevolent force at play here. You didn't see anybody you weren't supposed to.
I
Nothing.
actually didn't see anybody in my dream.
Okay.
Can you help me stand up?
Yeah, we'll do one of these, and I'll try to help her get up and at least to her feet.
Yeah, she kind of gets herself up, and she's kind of like swaying on her feet a little bit. Sorry, I feel just really off balance.
No, it's fine. I don't think you should be standing up. I think it'd be best if you tried to lay back down or do something.
I mean, isn't it my watch by now?
I have
Mine and
no.
Salinas'.
I have no idea. I know Salinas is further into the cave, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's been affected by this as well.
I mean, we can go check on him.
I'll look over. Is Alfred stirring at this point too? Does he look like he's having like night terrors, or is he just soundly asleep?
He's nicely cuddled up with Cybil, and they both appear to be sound asleep, resting comfortably.
Knocked out. Knocked out.
For now.
He
Or
babysat all
we'll
afternoon.
see.
He is tired.
Sleeping sound.
Oh god, that dog is definitely tuckered out. If that dog starts having night terrors, I'm gonna have to speak to the manager. can we try to make our way towards Salinas? There weren't any traps between us and Salinas, right? We're not gonna.
Traps are already set off. You just gotta jump a few gaps. Hop, not jump, but
Hop, skip, jumping away.
get across a few.
Might want a torch. I just might suggest some light source would be a good call.
I mean,
Well,
knowing
I think there was a small miscommunication. Salinas was supposed to be at the entrance, like where the cavern, the entrance of like the space, like at like the very front of the tunnel.
also for Alfred's alarms, he can designate who trips the alarm. So like,
Okay.
none of the party would trip the alarm. You don't have to jump over them.
Okay. Or biocoded. It knows it's us.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
Yeah, I'll pull out a torch because I casually have 10 in my backpack, so I'll get it. And I actually have a like a flint and steel, like RuneScape style. So I'll just like use the flint and steel and then light the torch and kind of make my way towards Salinas. Canonically is.
Okay. As you head off to where Salinas is at, Lonan, you just staying put, or are you going along?
She'll stumble behind him.
Okay.
Kind of. She eventually kind of can start to keep her balance slightly, but she's definitely a little. She's little woozy from her physical behavior seems woozy. I should say
Okay.
that.
Zedri and Yofridir, noticing that it should be about the time to wake Lonan and Salinas to take watch. Alyona is still down there with you guys.
Yeah, probably start heading back towards the fire. I'd be keeping Alyona close. Comfort her.
Digital third wheel. I'm falling behind.
The classic.
We'll follow behind Zedri, so it's not as awkward.
There we go.
So it's a wheelbarrow now? Interesting.
Yes, it's a tricycle.
All right. As you three make it back to the fire, see Alfred curled up next to the fire with Cybil. The rest of the party, you know Salinas isn't supposed to be here, but no sign of everybody else. The other two have
great.
wandered off somewhere.
Would they be able to see like the remnants of like the torchlight?
They can make a perception check and see if they notice.
Yeah, let's see.
See what you see.
Yofridir catches just a glimpse of there's some light source that is slowly dimming, going down the chamber, heading back towards the village proper. And for the sake of keeping continuity with the miscommunication and stuff, we'll put you at like the right before the trap. The closest trap.
He would have been behind his guardian of faith at the very least.
Okay.
Well, if I were to guess, the others weren't sleeping well either. Except Alfred, maybe. Cybil. But maybe don't want to wake
Kiesel
up
was awake.
Salinas.
Kiesel was awake when I woke up, so he didn't look like he had slept.
He may have seen what happened to the others trying to sleep. Probably don't want to check on Salinas. He has been sort of on his own the whole night.
following off, or are you staying there with sleepy Alfred?
Aliona's staying by the fire where it's bright.
Zedri will go ahead and take a seat by the fire as well, having not much understood exactly what Aliona and Yofridir were talking about. He's gonna get ready to go to bed.
Okay.
Well, if they're all together, they should be safe. We'll keep an eye on everyone else for now.
Okay. So Zedri heads off to sleep. Aliona and Yofridir kind of keeping watch at the fire. Kiesel and Lonan reach a point where there's just a giant, looks like a rock blocking the path.
Yep.
Don't know whether you took a wrong turn somewhere or where you're at.
I'm just gonna walk up to the rock. Can I phase through it, or is it like
Yep.
rock solid?
Just step up to it. Your hand passes through.
No.
You're not on the
No,
list?
as he steps up to it, Kiesel can't get in.
Ooh.
You're not on the guest
There's a
list.
rock.
Dios mío!
You
know me
must have
versus
took
how
a
I'm
turn.
dressed, bro. Come on.
Can
I brought all my nice clothes out to the club.
Lonan try to step through the rock?
Lonan can't get in either.
Right?
Uh,
It's just,
Selena?
there's a rock.
I'll look toward, like, I would.
And to you guys, it looks like there's just a rock here that you've reached a dead end.
I before like trying to face it, I would have smugly like looked at Lonan watch this shit, and then.
That would have hurt your arm because you would have expected to go through, so you would have gone with like some force into it. You
Yeah, dude. Like I'm like I feel it like right here. I'm like, oh fuck.
oh, you feel that for like 3 days now.
Yeah.
I have a question. Because when we were coming down through the cave the first time, I rolled like something crazy on keeping track
Mhm.
of how we were.
You can go a survival with advantage because of your good roll
Okay.
the first time around. Kiesel can just do a straight survival roll.
I mean, I've been traveling with Selena's long enough. He's been using tiny hut long enough that Kiesel would have just been like, oh.
Well, the tiny hut was a development that came after you guys came as a party, so he didn't have that.
Yeah,
before.
but you know, I would have witnessed the tiny
But-
hut been used several times. Like Kiesel would assume like, oh, if there's a big like rock in the middle of the way that I've never seen before, it's probably. But the arm cramping up like that would have been like, oh shit, maybe this is a rock.
A perfect
With the
Wait, so
dirty
you're-
20 and the 26,
Yeah.
you guys are both convinced that this is. You took the right path. You're not down the wrong path. That this is likely where you're supposed to be or where Salinas is, but you can't gain access.
Lonan's gonna just kind of like hit her fist against it. Hey, Salinas, you in there?
I'll turn to Lona. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is
It
it. We should have just faced through, right?
must be an opening here.
Well, there's usually no opening. It's usually you just walk in.
What are you talking about?
Huh? I don't.
There
I'm
should be the
delirious.
path leading to the. Going back to the town from here.
Did this rock just appear out of nowhere? Was it like a cave in that we didn't hear about? I didn't hear about. You've been asleep.
I doubt it. But isn't this where Salinas is supposed to be? Why is there just a rock here?
Great. The mystery keeps getting mysterious.
Don't
Love
hear
it.
any sort of response. No sound coming from the area other than, occasional little pebble will go falling down the rock side.
Mm.
Hey, Salinas, where are ya? Go look around.
after a moment, After a moment, you guys see a black cat with long fur walk out of the rock and just kind of sit in front of it.
Is that Dalfrank?
I would only assume I haven't seen any other cats in this place.
What? How did it just walk out of the rock? And Lona's like gonna lean up against the stone just like 'cause she's kind of like off balance again, so she's just leaning against it.
I'll look at the black cat. Is Selena's okay?
The cat
Can we talk to him?
there's like a pause for a few seconds, and then the cat
Did he also have a nightmare?
a lot longer pause.
Because if he did, then it might be good for us to talk to him.
Um, the cat starts to nod his head, and then you say that, and he starts to shake his head.
Come on.
I'll
As
just look.
to- Oh, go ahead.
I'll just look at Frank and man, I can't remember if this cat fucking likes me or not. My headcanon says he does. I'll reach out and try to like scritch him and I'll tell him just keep him safe. I can't remember if the cat likes me or not. I'm sorry.
Well, usually
The
cats
cat likes you. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I just remember sometimes trying to do like physical touch with the cat. He's always like, so I can't.
It's just how cats are, though.
No, yeah.
Yeah, but this one's also tied to Selena's, which makes it weird.
Yeah. So sometimes it's like.
The cat lets you.
Okay.
Lets
Yeah.
you scratch its ears.
I'll scritch him and I'll tell him to keep Selena safe, and then I'll just turn to Alone and be like, if he's locked himself in his room, then we'll just have to wait for the morning.
Room.
And
Why is there a stone wall here?
You saw the cat come out of it, right?
Yes, I'm even more confused.
I think this is a space Selena's made.
He can do that?
He can do a lot of things. He can poke through someone's brain like it's surgery, apparently.
I heard about that earlier.
Yeah, that's weird.
Tell him to never do that to me.
I'm sure it works on a consent basis. We've gone a far way with consensually casting spells on people, trust me. So, don't look at me like that. So, let's get back in case the others have come back, and then we're doing this who's who and running around the cave, and then we wake up. God forbid we wake up the children with this, and I'll raise up my torch.
Are you also really dizzy right now?
I have
I feel
not
like the ground is moving under your feet.
You know when you're right about to fall asleep and it's like 4 or 5 in the morning and then your face gets all like tingly and you can almost feel yourself fall asleep, but then you're still awake and your face is... I'm at the tingly face stage of sleep deprivation. I don't want whatever malevolent force has been acting upon the rest of you to act upon me, so...
I doubt it's a malevolent force. It's just weirdness.
It's malevolent enough for us. Oh, let's head back.
Lonan's gonna push herself off of the wall of the tiny hut, stumble, catch herself barely. I'm good. Let's go. This has just basically been me in real life for the past few months.
Oh no.
Rest in peace.
I'm just role-playing myself.
uh, Silver, would you like me to make a perception check for watch?
Yeah, I think you guys are gonna just make your own perception checks rather than doing one with advantage because you guys are not working as a team. As you're gonna be in two different locations.
Could
So, see,
Yeah, Loner no.
Could I have? Could I get Galfrank to give me advantage?
yeah,
Hey, Kiesel, want to give me advantage?
I got the torch.
for
I got
whatever
the
good
torch.
Kiesel is at this point.
I got the torch. Hey, I haven't taken the exhaustion hit yet. I've
Nope,
taken
not quite.
delirious. No, so
I
I'm
mean-
still good.
To be fair, Loden has dark vision, and I get a +10 to perception, so.
At least if you do a double watch, you'll earn your exhaustion point too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Loner will go settle too. Like, once I get back to the little camp, she'll go off a short distance to take watch.
Hey.
How did we both got 16?
It's team
We did.
effort when it's not a team effort.
Yeah.
All
Come
right. Selena's keeping watch by yourself in the hut. Nothing ever comes into the chamber beyond. Just off a short distance, probably 10-15 feet, is where the spikes came out of the wall and the body of what's left of the body of the Isbjorn guard lies there, motionless, no activity. None of Kiesel's rats even show up. And Lonan keeping watch on the other entrance. Pretty quiet. Eventually you start to hear the sound of the tide turning as it starts to shift for the morning. But the watch is pretty quiet. Middle, you have three individuals there to keep watch with you as Kiesel continues his all-nighter and Jofridir and Aliona join it in.
Y'all right over there?
Suppose we've all had interesting night, it seems.
I mean, Loden's going to sit back down on the ground very ungracefully. I mean, yeah, I'm just. Everything feels weird.
You didn't happen to have a dream, did you?
I did. It was a nightmare. It wasn't anything out of the ordinary. What? Oh, wait, isn't this about the thing where y'all don't dream? Or.
Normally not, but it seems like we've all had a nightmare tonight.
Huh. That's weird.
Well, except Alfred, he seems to be sleeping peacefully.
Well. That's, I hope so too.
If one of us can, that is all I could ask for right now. As much as we all need sleep, someone's fully rested. It'll make all the difference in the world right now.
I mean, I'm fine. I'm just dizzy.
I haven't slept yet. So
I think we all have a rough next few days, from what it seems like.
fuck yeah, nothing
Maybe
like
some.
getting no sleep and then marching 10 miles in the morning.
That sounds terrible.
Well, I don't know if we'll have a 10-mile march in the morning, but suppose there's a few other things to check off the imaginary list. We don't typically do a whole lot of writing around here anyways.
Actually, yeah, I haven't written in my journal in a while.
Suppose the main thing for in the morning is waiting to see if Helen shows. try to figure out a plan. Suppose we should all have a sit down and have a conversation about our dreams as well, but
Were yours really that bad?
well, since we got out of the tavern, none of us have had a single dream or anything except when we were with the Oracle. And well, that was more I was looking into our minds, perhaps. Less than dreaming. Maybe it was a dream. Kinda hard to tell. But for all of us to have a nightmare all of a sudden, all at the same time, same place, there's something else going on here.
I mean,
That's what I.
the
think,
list
too.
of the many things going on around here grows by the minute. Are you
All
alright,
seemed
Aliana?
strangely connected.
Are you alright?
No, I think she's been quiet, but she has just like a death grip on Fridier's arm as they're sitting there. No, I've had nightmares before, but not like that.
I'm
What about
sorry.
what about Zedri? And I'll look towards Zedri, but purposefully not make eye contact with him. I don't want to startle him or freak him out.
This is.
He's sleeping.
It's still evening, right?
Yeah,
He's
Zedri's
asleep.
sleeping.
Oh, Zedri's sleeping. Oh, I thought he came back with the rest of the group. My bad.
He did, and then he went to sleep.
Oh, okay.
It's just the four of you.
missed it. I lost my opportunity. It's okay.
Zedri seems to have fallen back asleep. Hopefully that'll help him focus a bit in the morning. Seemed a bit off. I suppose we all are, but in a different way.
Hmm.
You all, the four of you, sit around the fire, having this casual conversation about the things that have transpired and what it means for the next day. The two Firehearts resting, appears to be comfortably, off away from the fire a little bit. Cybil sleeping. Alfred, we'll pick back up with you next week. As that is where we will close
No,
things out.
that's not fair. Just do it. Do it, you coward.
Listen to everyone else's.
I was like the only one who like consistently
Yeah,
did
don't make him
deafen.
sit here.
You hear a voice in your head. Hey,
Just
buddy,
sit
how's
here.
it been?
Like when you go to sleep actual tonight, you're actually gonna have like a. But it's gonna be Silver's voice. In
You'll
your
hear the
head.
Discord call going, and I'll call you in the middle of the night.
I know what little
Silver's
does
dreamer
was the most
confirmed.
fun.
I'll hear the whispers.
Yeah, that Neuralink put it in work, bro.
Get out of my head, get out of my head, get out of my head.
Just do it right now, you coward.
Do not call our DM a coward.
Especially
You
when
can
our
make
DM
another
is,
wisdom save and get a sub 10 roll. So
especially when our DM is absolutely not a coward.
We all try to leave
Does
the
not
cave
pull
in the morning,
punches.
and there's just a door.
It's a figure of speech.
I
right.
love it.
Well, that is where we will close things out for the on-demand folks. So if you're watching on demand, come tune in next week, catch the live version, and find out what happens to Alfred, so you don't have to wait as long to find out what's going on. But appreciate you watching. Appreciate you watching on demand. Appreciate you watching live. Come and join live. Get involved with the chat. Get involved with channel points to redeem, to influence the stream, help people out on rolls. There's some people that could have really used some help with some wisdom saves tonight. So come out and help them out. And yeah,
Follow me
but
next week.
we'll be back next week. Should be a full boat again with everybody here.
Yep.
So we'll finish out the evening and see what tomorrow brings too. But thanks for watching on demand.
Bye.
Goodbye, y'all.